SOFI update here on the 5th. Tough day. Down 15% on a convertible note offering plus market weakness. And in this video, I'm going to go over two scenarios from here on out. They're both bearish, obviously, at this point. But where could we bottom at, and where should you be averaging down? Well, I mean, I bought some today, I guess, in the 730, 740 range. We're actually down after hours now. So let's just go over how this went down. So on the last video, I talked about a 5-wave move. I was looking at this as, one right here, two, and I was looking for a third wave up here. In the video, I said that invalidation was at 858. Yesterday, we came to 857, and I'm not going to say that I knew that we're going to fall off a cliff. Obviously didn't know that, but that made it more likely that this was a corrective move. Well, it had to be a corrective move. You can't have a third wave where the fourth wave of the third wave crosses into the first wave. So that automatically invalidated this 5-wave move. So it made it more likely that that B wave was over. This was impulsive, corrective, so we're looking for an impulse down. So technically, you could have looked at that and been like, all right, this move's finished. I'm buying puts right here. We're coming down. But the way this stock moves, I would make it kind of risky, I guess, because it could have also gone like a pullback B and a C wave up here like that. So you don't know, but overall, we ended up getting an impulse move down. So now let's get into the two possibilities. I'm going to go with the least likely possibility first. The least likely possibility is that we just finished a B wave. So, well, we might not have finished it. It might finish tomorrow, actually, because the target is actually right here where it's at after hours. So 719, and what is dipping more now? 714. Wow. So, yeah, the first scenario doesn't look likely. I guess it's after hours, though. We'll see. This would be a C wave right here. So the whole thing would be like this. And this would end up being A, B. We'd come back up here to 940. And then that would be the overall B wave. And then we would finally sell off. But it looks like that's not going to happen, or it's very unlikely, because I don't know what's going to make us rise in the next couple of weeks, you know, like 30%. So I think this is probably not very likely. However, that's the first scenario. Second scenario, the more likely scenario, is the fact that we got an impulse move down right here, and we're working on a C wave here. This was impulsive, this was corrective, so we're looking for an impulse move. This was an impulse move, corrective move, and so I would actually be looking for, seems kind of crazy, but if this is the case, you'd be looking for 624 for the 1.61 fib. But again, it doesn't have to go there. It just needs to break outside the parallel line. So it needs to break outside of this. If we take a parallel line and put it right here, and then just kind of put it right here, you're looking right around this gap fill at $6. And so that means this will be a third wave. And you'd be looking at this like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like that. And then that would be the end of the second wave. So the whole thing would be A, B, and C. And you can see here, these were both ABC moves as well, in my opinion. So A, B, C. And then this was A, B, C. And then we would have A, B, C. So this would be a 5-wave move. And that would complete the second wave. So we zoom out here again. You have The whole thing is A, B, and C like that. So again, if you're averaging in here, I would say we're probably $1 away from the bottom. If we're lucky, we'll get that first move I went over. And if we're even more lucky, it goes higher than the start of this. It's probably not very likely that's going to happen, but it could. Up here to daily supply, and then we sell off down here to like 650. So I would kind of just rather get it out of the way, even though I did get rid of all my hedges today. The reason I did that, I'll show you, is because on the standard deviations, we are basically at the very bottom of 2 standard deviations. So it does seem like this would be a stretch, but then if you go to the weekly chart, it's not a stretch. The weekly chart, the 2 standard deviations is right around that area. So I think the weekly chart is probably more valid at this point. I think we get this out of the way here in the next, I would say, next 3 or 4 weeks, and then we're ready to start going higher. Maybe it takes into April too. If you look at QQQ, I'll just use this as a reference. I think that this completed a first wave today. So I'm looking at this as like that. Could come all the way down here to 407 too, by the way. So if that were to happen, we get a nice bounce, and that's kind of why I sold my hedges. I'm expecting a bounce, but we're down after hours. This should bounce tomorrow. I mean, that's a pretty big move down. So this will give us a chance to re-put on hedges, maybe sell some shares we bought for swing trading, or sell some covered calls, and then be ready for the next move down. I don't think that this move's finished, and usually in March of a re-election year, we have a pretty big dip in the market. So I think that this is probably very likely. I know that SOFI doesn't follow QQQ, but I'm using this as a reference. I charted it the most. I think the 5th wave of the 3rd wave is already finished. So I think we are right here in the overall market. So I think we're working on a 4th wave. We started it today. I think Bitcoin started a 4th wave. I still think we have another move higher. And I think we'll get this 4th wave out of the way probably by April, and then be ready to take off for the 5th wave. So that's what I see on SOFI. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Those are the 2 scenarios. The first scenario, again, was we come down here to 720. Tomorrow we start bouncing up here to 950. Or the other scenario is that we are in the middle of a 3rd wave, and we need to break outside of this parallel line, probably coming down here to $7, bounce, and then come down here to $6. So that's pretty much it. Either way, again, look at the big picture. This is a 2nd wave. So you're going to get another move higher to at least, let's say we go to $6. You're going to get a move that's going to take it all the way up here to at least like 13, 14 bucks. So you're pretty good if you're buying shares here. You're going to have to wait it out, but overall, we're right on track. Once the market starts a 5th wave, I expect SOFI to take off. So that's it for this update. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Hopefully tomorrow is a little bit better than today.